My name is Blue, and I am a vocalist, a musician, a lover, and a powerhouse. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, the best city ever. How did I get to where I am now? I didn't want to be in snow anymore. And so I felt like the best place for me to go would be LA. And I also feel like this is a place where your dreams are more tangible. I feel like this is a magical place. So I moved here because of that.
I feel like you don't love me anymore. I feel like...
I think the first time I fell in love with music, it was actually around a really traumatic time. My sister died when I was 8 years old. There were a lot of nights that my father would be up in the middle of the night singing. He was singing a cappella, so it was just like the first time that I felt something that like made me pause and say like, oh wow, that's really beautiful. Like the way that a person can express sorrow but also make it sound really beautiful. And from then on, I started to just like surround myself with a lot of different music. I associate music with emotion, whatever that might be. If it's sorrow, if it's anger, if it's happiness. Mostly the way I write though, I feel like I am the most transparent and authentic when I am angry, sad. It's never happy. It's like all the other things. And I feel like that's the way that musicians and artists can really allow people to see how they're feeling and where their come from is. And a lot of the times that's the way that people can connect. Young Blue was adventurous, funny, didn't care what anybody thought, hard-headed, strong-willed, and determined to do whatever I felt like it. Also a little spoiled, but that's all good. I realized I wasn't like everybody else when I came to school with Shania Twain's cassette tape, and no one heard about her, and everyone thought that I was weird for it, because at that time everyone was listening to Snoop Dogg. And here I come, this little black girl like, yo, did you hear this bomb country music artist? So, yeah. I was an operations manager for this company, and I was like completely stressed out. I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. And I woke up the next day and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna kill myself for someone else's dream. And I woke up, and that day I said that I was a musician. Like literally, I looked in the mirror and I was like, I'm a musician and I'm gonna start a band. That's what I'm doing. It was almost like the universe was like, oh, okay, you sure? All right, I'm gonna have all these tests for you to test if you are really committed to this. When we would go to shows to perform, there were mostly men that we were also playing with, and they were all white. And so we would come into a room, or like come into the space, the venue, whatever, to perform or to get ready. And people would just like stop, like, Gladys Knight and the Pips are here? Like, what? It's supposed to be a rock show. With our personalities, in addition to our music, I wasn't backing down from not giving any fucks. And after a while, I would just go in and not even interact with them. It would always turn into, after we would perform, they would come back and say like, oh my God, you guys were awesome. But when we would walk in the door, they wouldn't even say hello to us. So I think that sometimes people just don't know what to do with that, honestly. And that has definitely been our experience. My life calling is to do what I want to do. If that means that I can give people this thing and change their experience or their ideas on what Black women can do musically, then I will. My main goal, though, is to continue to do what feels right for me. And if by chance I am the next poster person for that, I guess, then that's cool too.